people live as if life is a rehearsal, waiting for the right moment to start smiling, waiting for the perfect job, the perfect relationship, or the perfect future. But here is the truth. Life is not a rehearsal. It is happening right now. Every second that passes is gone forever, never to return. Think about the sunrise you missed because you were too busy rushing, or the laughter of a loved one you ignored because you were thinking of tomorrow's problems. The joy of life is not hidden in the future, it is in the present. When you learn to enjoy each moment, even the simplest ones like sipping water, walking under the sky, or feeling your breath, you begin to understand that happiness is not something to chase, but something to live. Great masters and great leaders didn't wait for someday to be happy. They discovered that every day is someday if you choose it. Now, I want to share with you 12 powerful ways to truly enjoy every minute of your life and discover how to be happy now. Number 1. Gratitude turns the ordinary into extraordinary. Gratitude is the doorway through which happiness enters the heart. So often, people wait for something grand to happen before they allow themselves to feel grateful, winning an award, getting a promotion, buying a new house. Yet, the real beauty of life is that the extraordinary is often disguised in the ordinary. The quiet morning when you hear birds singing, the warmth of sunlight on your face, the sound of your loved one's laughter, these are not small things. These are life itself. And when you learn to pause, notice, and whisper, "Thank you," even for something as simple as drinking a glass of water, your life takes on a richness that no amount of money or achievement can ever replace. I remember a time when I was traveling alone in the mountains. The climb was long and exhausting. For hours, I carried a heavy backpack under the blazing sun day. My mouth was dry, and each step felt like it took more from me than I had to give. Finally, I stopped, sat down on a rock, and reached into my bag for a bottle of water. As I drank slowly, feeling the coolness touch my lips and flow down my throat, I realized something profound. I had taken water for granted my entire life. Every day I drank without thinking, but in that moment of thirst, water felt like a miracle. That single sip taught me more about gratitude than years of lectures or books ever could. I didn't need riches or luxury, just awareness of what I already had. From then on, every glass of water became a silent blessing. This is what gratitude does. It shifts the way you see. Instead of complaining that life is hard, you begin to notice that life is generous. The air you breathe is free. The body that carries you every day, even when you neglect it, continues to serve you tirelessly. The opportunities to see, to hear, to walk, to smile, these are treasures countless people are longing for. And when you wake up to this truth, you stop feeling empty. You stop chasing happiness outside because you realize it is already flowing within you. Gratitude doesn't erase difficulties, but it changes the way you experience them. When you practice it, even challenges start to look like teachers. A failure is no longer just pain, it is a gift of wisdom. A loss is no longer just sorrow, it is a reminder of how deeply you loved. Gratitude teaches you that nothing is wasted, that every moment, whether joyful or painful, carries something valuable for your growth. So, if you want to make your life extraordinary, don't wait for the extraordinary to arrive. Look around right now. Find 3 things you can thank life for: your breath, your vision, your family, your strength, your resilience. Gratitude is not just a thought, it is a daily practice. And when you live in this way, you will discover that happiness is not a destination. Happiness is gratitude in action, and gratitude transforms the ordinary into a miracle. Number 2. Stop waiting for tomorrow. One of the greatest traps in life is the illusion of tomorrow. We tell ourselves, "I will start living when I have enough money. I will be happy when I get married. I will take care of myself after I retire." And without realizing it, we postpone our happiness, our dreams, and even our peace of mind. Tomorrow becomes a promise that never comes, because every time tomorrow arrives, it disguises itself as today, and still, we keep waiting. The truth is this: the only time you will ever have is now. The past is gone, the future is uncertain, and life is lived only in this very breath. I remember a phase in my own journey when I was always planning for the future. I would say, once I finish this project, I will finally rest. Once I reach this milestone, I will finally feel fulfilled. But whenever I arrived at that milestone, my mind was already chasing the next one. I had trained myself to delay joy, to postpone peace. And in doing so, I missed countless beautiful moments along the way. There was a particular day that changed me. I was sitting at my desk, exhausted after weeks of work, and my young nephew came running into the room. He asked me to come outside and play. My first instinct was to say, not now, maybe tomorrow. But when I looked into his eyes, I realized something. Tomorrow is not guaranteed for me, and it's not guaranteed for him. That day, I left my desk, went outside, and played with him. The joy in his laughter, the way the wind felt on my face, the simplicity of being present, those moments are still alive in my memory. If I had waited for tomorrow, I would have missed them forever. This is why we must stop postponing life. The perfect conditions you are waiting for may never arrive. Life is not about waiting for storms to pass or waiting for the stars to align. Life is about dancing in the rain, about enjoying the sky exactly as it is, cloudy or clear. Happiness is not hidden in the future. It is hidden in the present moment, waiting for you to notice it. Think about how many people say, one day I will travel. One day I will write my book. One day I will tell my loved ones how much they mean to me. And then one day never comes. The graveyards of this world are full of unspoken words, unwritten books, and unlived dreams, all because people were waiting for tomorrow. So if you truly want to learn to enjoy life, stop waiting. Start now. Drink your tea slowly. Call someone you love. Go for that walk. Begin writing that first page. Happiness does not come later. It comes the moment you choose it. And the moment you stop waiting for tomorrow, you will realize that today is more than enough. Number 3. Find joy in simplicity. In a world where everyone is chasing more money, more possessions, more recognition, it is easy to forget that joy is not hidden in complexity, but in simplicity. The truth is, happiness is not always found in the grand events of life. It often lives quietly in the unnoticed corners. A simple meal with someone you love, a quiet evening walk under the open sky, the sound of rain falling against your window. These are treasures that many overlook because they seem too ordinary. But when you learn to pause and truly see them, you begin to realize that the simple moments are the foundation of a joyful life. I remember a time when I was overwhelmed with responsibilities. My schedule was full, my mind was restless, and my heart felt heavy. One evening, I decided to step outside and take a walk with no destination, no phone, no agenda, just me and the world. I ended up sitting on a bench near a small park. The sun was setting, painting the sky in shades of gold and pink. Children were playing, laughing freely without care, and an elderly man nearby was feeding birds from his hands. In that simple scene, something inside me shifted. I realized that the joy I had been searching for in achievements and recognition was right there, in front of me, in the simplest things. I didn't need anything extra to be happy, I just needed to be present and grateful. That evening taught me that simplicity is not lack, it is richness in its purest form. The problem is, many of us are so caught up in chasing bigger dreams that we fail to notice the small blessings. We think happiness requires expensive vacations, luxury cars, or perfect conditions. But ask yourself, does the taste of fresh bread change depending on the price of the plate it's served on? Does the feeling of fresh air filling your lungs depend on the brand of your clothes? Real joy does not come from excess, it comes from awareness. And awareness thrives in simplicity. When you find joy in simplicity, life becomes lighter. You stop carrying the weight of needing more and start appreciating what already exists. You stop running endlessly and start noticing the beauty around you. The sound of your loved one's voice becomes a song. The warmth of a cup of tea becomes a blessing. Even the act of waking up in the morning and feeling your breath becomes a reason to smile. Simplicity also teaches you contentment. It doesn't mean you stop dreaming or growing, but it means you stop postponing happiness until you achieve more. You realize you can be joyful on the way, not just at the destination. So, learn to simplify. Disconnect from distractions for a while. Sit quietly, breathe, and notice the life around you. Enjoy the taste of your food, the laughter of a friend, the comfort of your home. Happiness is not complicated, it is simple. And when you learn to find joy in simplicity, you will realize that life has been offering you happiness every single day, waiting only for you to notice. Number 4. Detach from endless comparisons. One of the greatest thieves of happiness is comparison. From the moment we wake up, we are bombarded with images, stories, and voices that whisper, "Look at them. They are happier than you, richer than you, more successful than you." And without realizing it, we measure our lives against someone else's highlight reel. But comparison is a game with no end and no winners, because no matter who you are, there will always be someone ahead of you in some area. The truth is, your journey was never meant to be identical to anyone else's. You were created unique, and your happiness is found not in competing, but in living authentically. I remember a phase in my life when I constantly compared myself